A very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News, coming to you live and direct from the Prime TV studios with me, Abrar Rabith. Now, before we go into our stories in detail, let's take a look at our headlines. President says the AG has informed that the motion to abolish death penalty is illegal. Prime Minister points out that the Democratic National Front will be set up before the end of this month. Number killed by consuming poisonous liquor rises. Tear gas is fired at those who breached police orders. India is to revoke special status for Kashmir. In our lead story, the concluding function of the Ratavenuwen Ikatasitumu Gampaha district program was held today under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. It was held at the Diulapitiya public grounds. Speaking at this function, the president said that some have not yet understood the importance of the illegal drugs program. The Ratavenuwen Ikatasitumu Gampaha district program commenced in the Gampaha district on the 29th of last month. It was operative within 13 divisional secretariat divisions on the district. The number that benefited from these programs held within 8 days was over 400,000. An exhibition which displayed products of the people of the district was held on the sidelines of this event. Expressing his views on the occasion, President Maithripala Sirisena mentioned that some have not yet understood the responsibility of the issue on the elimination of drugs. There are some who are not interested in taking it into consideration. He said that he decided to impose the death penalty as the issue had spread fast. There are some who pull by the leg when something good was to be done, but he said that he is satisfied about a report that has been sent by the Attorney General recently. The report had mentioned that a private resolution tabled by a government MP to invalidate the death penalty is not legal. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that it has been decided to establish the Democratic National Front before the end of this month. He made this reference delivering a special statement today. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe noted that several suggestions had been put forward during the final round of talks of the United National Party-led alliance. Accordingly, he said that a need had arisen to delay the launch of the alliance to complete the relevant documentation. The Prime Minister, who is also the leader of the UNP, explained that the alliance would comprise political parties and organizations as well. However, he pointed out that the alliance would be formed by preserving the identity and the independence of these parties. Mr. Wickremesinghe observed that an alliance is necessary since a single party cannot win the presidential elections alone according to the current trend politics. Premier Wickremesinghe also noted that their only objective is to win the presidential elections through a UNP-led alliance. He added that the alliance would contest at the upcoming parliamentary elections as well. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe is slated to give evidence before the Parliamentary Select Committee, which is inquiring into the Easter Sunday attacks. Ruwan Wijewardena, who is holding the State Defence Ministerial portfolio from 2015 up to date, and Sagala Ratnayaka, who served as the Minister of Law and Order and in charge of the police, are also scheduled to give evidence tomorrow. In more news at home, the GCE advanced level examinations commenced today at many centres throughout the island. Examinations Commissioner General Sanat Pujita said that all arrangements had been finalized for the candidates to sit the examinations. Noteworthy is the allocation of extra 10 minutes for a 3-hour question paper. The examinations chief called on the candidates to be at their seats in time. They should be at the examination hall at least half an hour early. He called on the candidates not to carry large parcels or bags into the examination centres, as it would be of great assistance to the security sectors that is providing to these centres. The extra time granted for the papers is to assist the candidates to take more time and read and understand the question papers. He said he expects the students would use the extra time productively. Meanwhile, the police media spokesman said that a special security program is effective at the examination centres as well as in the transport of the question papers. SP Ruwan Gunasekara mentioned that 3 police officers have been deployed for each of the examination centres throughout 24 hours of the day until the examination concludes. 1,972 police officers are handling these duties. Police mobile patrol, police motorbike squads and police on foot patrol will be providing the necessary maximum security to each of the examination centres. In addition to armed policemen will be accompanying the transport of question and answer scripts. The use of public address systems is prohibited in the environs of the examination centres. The police media spokesman said that in this manner the full security needed for the examination is being accorded. 3 governors and 2 new state ministers have taken oaths before President Maithripala Sirisena. Rajat Kirti Thennakoon took oaths as the governor of the Central Province. Maitri Gunaratne has been appointed as the governor of the Uva Province. Hemal Gunasekara took oaths as the governor of the Southern Province. Meanwhile, Anoma Gamage took oaths as the new State Minister for Petroleum Resource Development, while Lucky Jayawardena took oaths as the State Minister for City Planning, Water Supply and Higher Education before President Maithripala Sirisena. The first Kumbal Perahara of the historic Kandy Asala Perahara Festival will parade the streets this evening. The Kumbal Perahara will leave the Dalada Maligava tonight and is scheduled to parade along the Dalada Vidya, the D.S. Sena Nayaka Vidya, the Deva Vidya, the Colombo Street, Yatinwara Vidya and the Raja Vidya before returning to the Dalada Maligava. Expressing his views, the Diyavadana Nilame of the Sri Dalada Maligava Pradeep Nilangadala said that the first Kumbal Perahara will begin at the auspicious time of 7:02 tonight and parade the streets. He called on all devotees arriving in Kandy to maintain discipline and extend their full support to the security sectors. He also called on them not to jump materials that will pollute the environment. He called on the pilgrims to pay tribute to the sacred tooth relics when the casket is passing them during the Perahara, and also to pay tribute to the tuskers carrying the sacred objects. The Kumbal Perahara will parade the streets for 5 days from today. Arrangements have been finalized for the conduct of the first Randoli Perahara. The first Randoli Perahara will be held on the 10th of this month. The final Randoli Perahara will parade the streets on Nikini Full Moon Poya Day. Our special representative in Kandy said that by now many devotees and foreign tourists are descending to the Kandy city for the Kandy Asala Perahara festival. In more local news, the number of people who had died in the Banduragoda area in Gampaha has risen to 12 after consuming illicit liquor. Another 13 have been hospitalized. These deaths have been reported from the Pallevela, Mirigama and Kotadeniava police divisions. 6 persons have died in the Pallevela police division, while 4 deaths were reported from the Kotadeniava police division. The police said that 2 persons were reported to have died in the Mirigama police divisions. Also, the cause for their deaths in the post-mortems has been reported to be heart failures. Their family members said that all of them had consumed illicit liquor from one location. 13 are still receiving treatment in the Mirigama, Vatupitivala, Gampaha and Ragama hospitals. Meanwhile, the residents of these areas staged a protest against the illicit liquor racket. They did so keeping the body of a person who died after consuming illicit liquor on the road. They removed the body and dispersed, ending the protest after the Pallevela OIC gave them an assurance that immediate action would be taken. Minister Wajra Abewardena has said that there is no government other than the present government that had increased the salaries of the public employees. He made this reference in a function held in Kandy. The minister attended a function to present office bags to 1,467 development officers of the Kandy district at the Kandian Cultural Centre. The expenditure incurred under the financial grants of the Ministry of Home Affairs is 6.6 million rupees. Expressing his views on the occasion, the minister said that it is the office assistant of a government office who receives the lowest salary. In 2014, his salary was 13 rupees. But by 2020, his basic salary will be 28,000 rupees. It is also the same with other public servants. In more news at home, riot police used tear gas and water cannons to disperse protesting university students at Lotus Road in Colombo. The inter-university students organized this protest walk and demonstration demanding the withdrawal of the Private Universities Act and solutions to more issues. Lotus Road was temporarily closed following the protest. The police fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse the demonstrators. The appeals court has ruled that the decision taken by former Northern Chief Minister C.V. Vigneswaran to remove former Northern Provincial Minister B. Dineshwaran was unconstitutional. The two-member judge bench comprising Justices Mahinda Samewardana and Priyantha Fernando claimed that a Chief Minister does not have the authority to remove such individuals from office. The court ruled that only the governor of a province has been vested with the authority to sack a provincial minister from office. Dineshwaran had filed a contempt of court case against Mr. Vigneswaran and two other provincial ministers by stating that they had failed to carry out an appeal court order instructing to reappoint him to office. The Supreme Court today announced that hearing of further witness statements in the case filed against State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake will continue today. The court announced that the case would have to be postponed since one of the judges had to take part in another case. The case is being heard before Justices Prasanna Jayawardena and Vijit Malalguda. Mr. Ramanayake had not been present at court today as he had to sit for the GCE Advanced Level examination. The case filed against parliamentarian Vimal Veeravansa and 6 others over an unlawful protest was fixed for December 4th by the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today. The suspects have been accused of causing severe inconvenience to the public by organizing a protest at Bauddha Lokamavata in February 2016. Further, police charged that the protesters had used loudspeakers without obtaining prior approval during the protest. Leader of the Tamil National Alliance, R. Sambandhan, has said that the decision on which a candidate they would be supporting will be taken once the candidate's name is announced and after considering the policies of the parties. He was addressing the Central Committee meeting of the Ilangai Tamil Arsu Katchi held in Trincomalee. Mr. Sambandhan said that the political parties have commenced on announcing their decision of the presidential candidate. He said that they would be taking their decision after the candidate of the parties are named and after considering their policies. He said he believed that their people would be with them on this occasion. Meanwhile, Minister Rauf Hakim has said that a candidate with stature who can win the international should be fielded for the presidential election. Minister Hakim said that as a minority parties, there is some dialogue among them on the presidential election. They remained in the stand that the United National Front policies should be carried forward. A presidential election is a poll that should elect a person. As such, they should be aware of the concept of person and also his vision. The launch of the candidate seems to be important to them. He said that they believe a quick decision would be taken in this respect. The presidency is important as a symbol of the entire country to the world. 25,000 excise raids have been conducted countrywide during the last 6 years. This has been revealed by Excise Commissioner General H.G. Sumanasinghe. Its aim is to overcome the threat to lives through the elimination of illegal alcohol. 24,150 of illegal excise raids had been carried out within the first 6 months. The department said that these raids had been carried out with respect to charges of illegally distilling alcohol, illegal possession of illegal alcohol, possession of distilled spirits, and also the possession of utensils used for the production of alcohol, as well as the illegal sale of such alcohol and the marketing of foreign liquor. Accordingly, 49,312 raids had been conducted during last year. The 253 million rupees earned as fines through raids have been deposited in the accounts of the relevant local government authorities. The Excise Department said that it has intensified the raids since the year 2015. The expected excise target for this year is 130 billion rupees. The department pointed out this during the raids carried out within the last 7 months of this year. The excise income earned was 68 billion rupees. In more news at home, Sri Lanka Day Festival was held in Japan on a grand scale. Its basic aim was to uplift the tourism industry in Sri Lanka and to introduce local goods to the Japanese. The Sri Lanka Day Festival was held in Japan under the guidance of the Business Association and the Vehicle Exporters Association with the mediation of the Sri Lankan Embassy in Japan. Despite the high temperature prevailing in Japan at present, Sri Lankans living in Japan as well as many Japanese attended this festival. The Japanese displayed a major interest in tasting Sri Lankan food and purchasing the Sri Lankan products. Let's now have a look at today's exchange rates. And that is all the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow. For the Prime TV News team, I'm Abrar Abid. A very good evening and take care.